Good morning, everybody. I tell you what, this comment from Cranky Old Bench put a huge smile on my face. Here in Baltimore this weekend, we have planes from all over at the harbor for the 250th anniversary of USA. I want to hear about everybody's 250th celebration because we know there's going to be a lot going on. We know a lot. Ours was supposed to start tomorrow and run through the 5th. However, we have had so much rain and it's flooding in certain areas. You can't put up the tents. The vendors can't bring out the food trucks. There was a huge mess last year, and you can just imagine the mess because they brought an elephant up from Hugo, Oklahoma. And somebody in Glenpool, Oklahoma didn't understand that even though people were paying like $12 to ride the elephant, I don't think they understood that every time the thing squatted down, the poor elephant, when it stood up, elephant poop is big, okay? So then there was flies swarming everywhere. So we're not doing the elephant this year. Okay, so going to be carnival rides, going to be, of course, fireworks every night, one thing after another. And look at this. Tina Kent, 5 Crime Lines and Laws memberships. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I'm seeing some new names in here, and I'm absolutely loving that because the case of Madeline Soto should not be forgotten. Ooh, there's 2 Boston moms. Looking beyond, sometimes elephant poop is smoky. Yeah, it was a big deal. They had to call out the Tulsa Zoo to figure out what to do. It's got a lot of ammonia in it, but nobody ever said Okies are that smart. No offense to Karma Libra, no offense to Melanie, no offense to Okie Bree, no offense to Shonda, and none taken by me. But it was a huge mess. I mean, this is the state that brought you tornadoes and the Tiger King, all right? Okay. For real. And it was like a big deal in our state, bringing this elephant from Hugo, Oklahoma up to Black Gold Park. I wanted a picture of OJ on the elephant, but they said that OJ would scare the elephant. And so now I think elephants are prejudiced against black cats. Whoop! That's what I'm talking about right here. L. Wop said, good morning, new watcher, but anything Soto needs attention, you better believe it. And let me tell you what, we have a playlist, and I have a new goal in life, and that is to hopefully put enough pressure on that Jen Soto gets charged. Please, everyone, let's tell everyone good morning. Two Boston Mom says, elephants are my favorite animal. Do you have one? Does it swim with you in your saltwater pool? Do you ride it? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I was today years old when I found out Two Boston Moms has an elephant. Marion, here we are. We're in bed together again. All right, for those of you, excuse me, that don't know, because we might have some new people here or some people that are just dancing around. Madeline Sodto was 13 years old from Kissimmee, Florida, and she was reported missing on February 26, 2024. And after nothing but lies and manipulations from her so-called mother, who, by the way, was in Winter Park the other day getting her nails done. Hey, we all need a good little manicure here and there, don't we? But she is out there living her best life. And all of this happened on her watch. The one that is in jail is Stefan Sterns. And he's the type of person that if he's going down, he's taking everyone down with him, except Jenn Soto. Except Jenn Soto. And they did find Madeline's body. They flat out did, after every alibi and lie and whatever they provided. They knew it wasn't going to work out. They knew it. Madeline was strangled to death with a dog leash. And she was drove around all day, propped up until he found somewhere to put her. Now let's see who is in the back. Who is knocking at the door? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, it's True Crime Beat. Well, hello, True Crime Beat.
Well, good morning. Can you hear me? I hope I have my audio good.
Oh, you're good.
Can you hear me? Okay, good. Yeah. I'm in my little makeshift studio.
What do you got going on around there?
Well, just my laptop and my microphone. Yay.
Super. All right. So what do you think about Stefan Sterns' parents' house going into foreclosure? Because they're spending every dime they have. You guys look at the screen.
Mm-hmm.
This is a major property that should have, if it was put on the property, should have sold for close to $400,000, but it went into foreclosure. And then it was sold off market for $182,000 by HUD. Why, you ask? Because his mom is taking care of him in jail. I did not mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Sorry. Yep, his mom is taking care of her sweet Stefan. Because he got ran over by a car when he was a kid. So God, we got to take care of him. Yeah. But yep, that's disgusting. And Chris Sterns was, I don't know if he still is, because he can't be that successful if he lost his house to foreclosure. He was a realtor. And when I pulled this stuff up, and that is the vehicle in the driveway, that photo. I'm assuming it's an older photo because that came up in a lot of the listings that I found. But that is the car. If you guys have questions, it's hard to see, but that sadly is the car that he drove around with poor Maddie in.
Nope, that is the car. And see, this is what happens when you use a Google Earth photo to try to sell a house, and people have heard the case of Madeline Sodto.
Yep. And
they know that's the car.
Yeah. It took me a second. I had to look at it. I'm like, yeah, that's it. Yep.
I blew it up.
Isn't that what they called it? They're like, oh, that's the Poodle Mobile. Yeah.
He openly said, get rid of that car.
They probably have. Remember, they were going to sell it to give Stefan some money. Yeah. Yeah. Quality folks. It's another one of those families that raise their children. They just don't raise them right. I mean, we just had Mackenzie Shirilla. We had Brian Laundrie. I mean, it's like these people all could be in the same island and they would get along great, wouldn't they?
I mean, I go back to the Taylor Parker show on Netflix where Reagan Hancock's sister said, I used to wish her to go to hell, but now I realize that demons like it there.
Yeah.
Looking Beyond has a question. I wonder if his parents hate him by now.
I don't know. I mean, they just foreclosed on this house on June 16th. So
Okay,
there's
another picture of it. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. Yeah. Remember, I found all these. I could say it was a deep dive, but it really wasn't that deep. It didn't take me that long I could lie and go, it was a deep dive. No, but it was a pretty easy search for them. But yeah, they have the photos from when that car's in the driveway, which if you ask me, it was, but I don't think that they gave a shit. I think it was all about getting rid of the house at that point for the bank. I gotta think that they refinanced that house, Brooks. What do you think? Because they would have owned it at this point. So you think they refinanced it to pay for little Steffi's root beer barrels and books?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you to look at. If you could look at some real estate records in Florida and see if we did refinance it. And as far as selling it, some people may not want to even touch that property until it's foreclosed because, of the association with Madeline Sodto. It's still a very heated topic in that area.
Well, yeah, and I just told you I was over at my parents over last past weekend because my mom's birthday was last Friday, and of course Father's Day I was over Saturday, and we drove because you remember they live in Kissimmee, so we drove actually over toward the area where poor Madeline used to live, and I can't not drive over there and think of her every single time. And I think of her anyway when I'm in Kissimmee now, but I mean, I grew up in that area and I used to work at not far from where she lived. It used to be a bigger mall. And, it's like, I cannot not think of poor Madeline when I drive by where those little condos. And I just, my mom's like, isn't that where? I'm like, yep. I said, I cannot not think about that. You say Snug Street? Yeah, that's their address. Snug Street. That was their address.
That is their address. I knew somebody would catch it. And I'm just like, And what did he always say? That was my snuggle time with her.
Ugh, barf.
That's
it's disgusting.
That is my snuggle time with her.
Poppy's like, or slug. Yeah, I think he's a slug too. Although that's insulting to slugs, right?
For real. Hound Lover said, can't stand Stefan's parents. They made this monster and knew exactly what he was doing. They obviously had some inclination because his mom, Stefan's mom, was always adamant that Madeline would sleep with her.
It's creepy. I mean, and when I was there for his, when he took the deal and, his sentencing and all that, I feel bad for a lot of Maddie's family, but there's parts of her family, okay, Jen's side, I have to go, there's something wrong with that. Did they not know? And no, I'm not trying to insult the whole family, but they're, like Jen's mom. There's people that knew some things, I think. And it's just, to me, it's, I don't think it had to do with the cousins or anything like that, but it's still, there's just so many questions. And I don't think the detectives on either Orange County's part or Kissimmee Police who ended up taking over the investigation, because for those who don't know, Hunters Creek, where she went to school, was actually in the next county over. It's not that far. So that was why Orange County initially got the case. And then once they figured out that she was murdered in Kissimmee Police Department took it over. And then, of course, she was found in St. Cloud, when that's all Osceola County, and St. Cloud Police Department was also a part of it. So it kind of had about 4 agencies involved, really, in this whole case. I mean, it's crazy. But I think,
his mother fucked him up 100%. 100%. His mother did. And his dad didn't really care. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, something with Chris. I don't know. Yeah.
His addiction to porn his addiction to still being a child. Look at all his little hobbies he had.
Well, some of it I'm okay with because I do understand it to a degree, but the way he was, as soon as you go off of that, because there are a lot of adults that are into some of that stuff. We all know that. I mean, but the way he was, and then he was into children like that, I'm like, no, that, but a lot of times the peds are into that too. So that's why you got to be careful if you're into, like, you know, those comic conventions and stuff like that, and those role playing, and there's nothing wrong with those. Okay. But there's a lot of nasty peds in those circles, a lot of them.
When I saw all of the things between him and children in the Digimon world, and he was trying to sell Digimons or whatever they're called. And then he was really big into those figurines and he would paint them. And then he went to work at Disney World. And I was just like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no.
Yeah. But as far as Miss Nasty Jenn Soto there, and you know how often I go over there. I don't go over there as much as I used to, but I have not seen her sorry face. And I told you if I saw her, I would have to say something. And considering she basically looks the same, I would have no issue with seeing her immediately, you know. But, and I would say something to her. I wouldn't get myself arrested over her ass, but I would have to say something to her. But I think that it wasn't the detectives on any of the departments. It had to do with the district attorney's office, that the reason she didn't get charged. And so the district attorney's office made a very big mistake, in my opinion. They did not charge her, and I have no idea why.
However, if you call, they say the case against her is still open. The only immunity she had is for the initial lies she told. Okay.
I wish they could get her. I really do. But they haven't really closed it. It's just sitting there. But that doesn't mean anything's ever going to happen. But, you know, a lot of people, and I agree, there's a good majority who would want to take her, like, you know, out the back and, you know, do some things to them. I'm like, I think she deserves it. But the fact that she's out there in Winter Park in Orange County, I'm like, I go all over the place. You know, Brooks, I'm in Orange County all the time. And I'm over, the county's huge, but, you know, I haven't seen her ass, and I guess she's kind of lucky because I'd have a few things to say.
So True Crime Beat said that she hasn't seen Jenn Soto's ass. Well, someone did. This was June 19th, and this lady took a picture. She put it in one of the Madeline Sodto groups and said, she's like 2 places away from me getting her nails done. She still has the same goofy glasses. She still has her same haircut, except it's shorter and it's not blue anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she can't get her nails done.
Right.
However, what it tells me, Sociology 101, people get really irritated when they see her. And I want to say thank you to Hound Lover for being a member for 37 months. I bet it's the best 37 months you've ever spent. And I can tell you right now, Yolanda really pushed for this plea agreement. She really pushed for it. And it came because of things like this.
I've always told him that my biggest fear is that this would turn into a Woody Allen situation where the stepdaughter or the dad grooms the child and the child turns 18 and ends up running away with him. I told him, like, that was my biggest fear, and I don't ever want that happening. Like, you can't do that to me. Like,
why would you say that to him?
Because I never trusted. I grew up being told never trust a man. My mom put that in my body. Never trust a man.
No, she didn't.
Her mom put that in her body. However, Jenn Soto's father owned the property and they were renting out rooms. Stefan had a room with a lock and a tripod and root beer barrels and a bed that looked like it came out of the Army infirmary.
Do you have the picture of the lock? I wish I would have grabbed it. I don't know. I don't think I have it handy. The lock on the door. Yeah.
I can find it.
Crazy.
And she, the night of Madeline's birthday party, her 13th birthday party, which Jenn Soto did not go to, she told Stefan to take Madeline to bed in room number 4 so she can get some sleep.
Go back inside. Me? I don't care if it's the love of my life sitting next to me. I don't care if it's maternal grandma. If the police come and take my mom's phone and my son's disappearance, I'm not going to offer my mom a lawyer. That's nuts to me. That to me shows you prioritizing Stefan. Because at that point, you became more worried about him being falsely accused than anyone. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Whether or not that's what you felt, does that make sense? People having lawyers is their constitutional right. That is a thing that everybody is afforded. But for somebody who's going through what you were going through, to offer him a lawyer leads me to believe that there may have been a conversation, there may have been knowledge, or there may have been some inclination that you had, whether it be his involvement, her location, or something to where in your mind there's guilt.
I promise you.
Because you offering him a lawyer is very weird.
I know. That was still me under the assumption that, I think at one point you guys interviewed me, and when you guys showed me the picture of her, I believed the sexual stuff, but I didn't want to believe that he had done anything evil to her. I'm like, I believed the sexual stuff, but I didn't want to believe that he had done anything evil to her. I'm like, no, what if he did this stuff? Fine, but what if she's still missing out there? What if somebody took her? I still wanted to believe I believed him. I believed his whole story. So I was just like, I kept repeating that part. I'm just like, what if she did get dropped off? What if she got abducted? What if she's missing? But that was me assuming that you guys had the wrong guy. I wanted to think he was a good guy still, but clearly he's not. After everything you guys have told me and have shown me, I know he's the worst person on this face of the earth.
We know that now. We know he's a piece of shit now.
You know?
But you didn't know that then.
I didn't.
Then you offered a guy who the police suspected of kidnapping, abducting, assisting the disappearance, offered him a lawyer. And then we don't have to roundtable that. You went back to what you just said is the sex stuff is fine.
That detective was ready to arrest her that day. He was ready to lock her up. They could not pin her down on actually knowing. They could not. And we know evidence in this country is we can't arrest on suspicion. Hello, Danny Dane. He pushed pictures over in front of her of things that you never, ever want to see your child going through. And he said to her, you have no reaction to this. And what did she say? Oh, it's because my Seroquel. It's my Seroquel. It's my Seroquel. So when these things started coming out, not publicly, but behind the scenes, her mom, Yolanda, she got a hold of the situation. Now let's go to the first interview. And by the way, if you are not a member, consider being one, because it is a very fun time in members' lives. And by the way, you can't beat the gifts, okay? You just can't beat the gifts.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is the week. What is this? Okay, not February 26th. That's when Madeline went missing. I believe this was the next night. And this is when Jenn, which by the way has the same glasses on.
Yeah.
Okay. You can see it from this picture up the nail salon right there. That she just cut her hair shorter. I just think it might be irritating to a lot of people that she's just out living her best life.
Yeah, pisses me off, but unfortunately we can't do much at this point, but we could keep letting them know that we're pissed.
That's right. Radio God said they sent him to prison 15 years. No, Stefan Sterns will never be out of prison.
No.
He has to serve.
Oh no, he's gone forever.
He has to serve 21 consecutive life sentences.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. And I just asked for some more records from this year, so we'll see if I get any. And Brooks is ready because we're trying to get more info on how life is going for the perv and all that. So we'll see what we find out.
And the state of Florida could have easily killed him, but since the mother, quote unquote, agreed to, life is fine, then they did not give him the DP. But Yolanda made a big deal out of it because she did not want her daughter to take the stand. And I think we all know why. Because what you say can and will be held against you in a court of law.
Mm-hmm.
That would have tripped her up real quick.
Okay. So the first question is if I can have your last name and spell them both out for me.
Okay. Jennifer Soto, JENNIFER SOTO.
Mother.
Jennifer,
tell me how you feel right now.
I feel like I can't breathe. All I keep thinking about is, where is she? Is she safe? Is she okay? But we're all a wreck. My entire family is a mess. We're just so worried.
When did you first realize, or when did you file a missing report?
We filed a missing report. We called the police at like 4:45 yesterday, 4:45 p.m. But she actually went missing early that morning, around between 8:45 and 9 o'clock in the morning. She went missing. We had dropped her off close to the school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. Sorry.
Creeper.
Such a weird biatch to sit there and laugh at that, whatever that feeder is.
Yeah, for the dogs. Sick.
And look at her. She's like she's trying to be all cute. Shannon just sent this to me. Now, the lock on the inside of door number 4, where Stefan had snuggled time with Madeline, was obviously known to Jenn Soto.
Yeah, it's not normal. It's not a normal door lock at all.
No, it's double reinforced.
Yep.
However, she could open the door and it could be cracked so she could see if they were
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tell you what, you're all heated about this. And by the way, we have some new people in here. Loving it. I'm going to go ahead and put the playlist in and check it out. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. That should be it. Sorry about that.
We dropped her off at school, close to.
Okay, right there, she's lying. She said, we dropped her off at school, close to school. She was not there. Stefan came back into the house to get the dog leash in order to prop Madeline up. So she told this lie right here. We dropped her off at school. No, there was no we in this, Sarah Quill Queen, and I'm not picking on anyone that takes Sarah Quill. This is when you are talking to the media about your daughter being missing, and you are already misguiding people.
School. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to share.
You share whatever you feel comfortable
Yeah.
sharing. I know you had conversations with detectives. Not sure what that conversation is, but whichever you feel comfortable sharing, that will put the awareness out there.
Yeah, she was spotted walking by the church, by the middle school, on the cameras. They saw her hang out in the parking lot for a little bit
No, she
and then get
wasn't.
up and leave. They didn't see a vehicle or anything else. They just saw her walk away.
She's lying.
No, she wasn't.
Look at her face.
It's all
Look
lies. All of it.
at her face. She was spotted walking from the church going to school.
No, she never was. She was never there that day. Never.
No. I do find it odd that they created this, and I mean they, Jenn and Mr. Disney World, that
Mhm.
they created this whole thing about dropping her off at that church where James Cox attended, and we know he's in jail for child pornography.
Yeah.
Dan
And
said
yeah.
snuggle time is not normal. We do not let our boyfriends snuggle our children.
No.
Okay?
Yeah, and that church is down the road from Hunters Creek Middle School, okay? And I told you when this case was happening, I knew exactly where all this happened and his whole story about the McDonald's. I mean, it's plausible what he had to say because if you know the area, but the cops immediately picked up on his bull. I mean, it was like very quick and they're like, "Uh-huh." And they just picked up on it, and I think whatever happened overnight, Jenn knew about it that morning, and they just made up their story. They made it all up together.
Well, I mean, I almost wonder if she wasn't considering. Here's the whole thing. The description she gave of Madeline is basically what she had on that day.
Yeah.
So as she's telling the media, she was seen walking away.
Yeah, and then remember when the cops came to her mom's office in Hunters Creek, the whole shorts and the pants thing, and Stefan, of course, he knew exactly what she was wearing because he's the one that took her, and Jen's like, no, 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 and so he goes along with it. See, they also knew that there's certain hoodies that she wore regularly, so they knew. I mean, there was certain things that they took it and they used it. Because that she wore those hoodies, and a couple of them were from her friend's father's business. So yeah.
Madeline was found with a pair of jeans on and one white crock. The other crock was found in Jenn Soto's bedroom.
Mhm.
We know that the laptop and the backpack were dumped into the dumpster, and she was tied up by a dog leash, which is also what he used to strangle her, according to prosecutors, and then drove around and drove around and drove around and drove around until he found a place to go. All right, so they pick out the church, which is where James Cox went to church at. And he is, he's in big time trouble for
he's up the river. Yeah, he's gone, and his son decided to take his own life before they got caught because he was and And those you guys, I went up there to where Madeline was, where they put her. You couldn't get all the way in there because it's a private property, and that's where the memorial was for a period of time. And it's sad. And I parked right probably where sorry shit was parked, I could see it all in my head exactly what he did. And praise God, Brooks, that somebody saw Stefan Sterns changing his flat tire out there, because it was a semi-busy road. I don't know. I did a video where I showed the road, and I said it was semi-busy, but it wasn't like 192. It was further in there, and I'm like, well, yeah, they spotted him changing a flat, and guess what? Somebody called it in. I'm glad they did. And that's how he got caught. That's how they found her. Thank God.
That's how they found her. And I want to make a correlation real quick. I'm not saying it's right next door. I'm not saying it's on the property, but it was within walking distance, without losing your breath, to James Cox's property.
Actually, it's not. I drove a bit around there. I think it's further than you think, because it was about 10-minute drive.
Okay. Like I said, walking distance.
You could walk there if you wanted to, yeah.
However, we know, somehow knew this guy, and I think they were trying to pin on him.
Oh, yeah.
Which there was plenty of things to pin on him. They didn't need Stefan and Jenn's help.
Around 9 a.m., heading towards the school, but she never made it.
What has the school said? Have you given in contact with the school?
Yes, that they're doing everything they can. They've given me all their resources. The principals called me. They've looked at their cameras. I don't think they've caught anything on the cameras is too far away from the sidewalk. Everything is too grainy, so they can't see specific faces. But they've looked. I'm just waiting to hear anything else from them.
Yeah, they're talking about in the chat the Santa.
Not at all.
Not show up or call. Or...
he's federal. He became federal, so you can't find out too much. But he was.
You're not going to find out too much, because Department of Homeland Security busted him and his son.
But he was sentenced, and he's in prison.
Well, I just put the show in there, and so I mean that I did 2 years ago, something like that, because I did a lot of connections on those idiots. Check it out. We have a whole playlist.
Yeah, I dumped mine in there too, and I have a show in there somewhere that once they sentenced him, so it's in there too. I put it in the Maddie Sodto playlist because it's connected to her case. To me, they never exactly said that, but I highly believe it is.
For real, girlfriend, we've talked about this for, over 2 years.
I know. It's crazy.
There is a deep connection between Disney World and all these peds and Madeline. And don't get me going on her mother.
Text or anything?
Not at all, no. She, from time to time, she will leave her cell phone at home accidentally, and that's actually what happened yesterday. She left her phone at home. She went to school. But that happens from time to time. She's got ADHD. Her memory. She's very forgetful.
I know a few people that have ADHD, and they don't leave their phone behind. They don't take off driving without their purse or wallet.
I have ADHD, and I always have my phone in my wallet. Always. Yeah, so she's pretty much everything that came out of Jenn Soto's mouth during this was bullshit. Bullshit.
So, yeah, there's no way to track her right now because the detectives now have her phone. But this isn't normal behavior now.
What was the last thing, I guess, the conversation that you two had, you and your daughter?
We spoke about her birthday party. She had a birthday party on Sunday. She had a great time. I couldn't make it when I was working. But she had an amazing time. She was so happy with all her gifts. I told her good night, and that was it. I was the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner.
13.
She's 13 years old. Yeah.
13. Madeline.
Madeline.
What are you thinking right now?
In my heart, I feel like somebody took her.
Ugh.
This isn't like her to just pick up and run away, or just not go to school. I don't know what to think.
Friends, the friend's parents, you've contacted and went through
Everyone.
every single person.
Everyone that we know that she knows, we've contacted them all, reached out to them. The parents have gone out to search and look for her as well.
You know what?
Yeah.
Brooks, pause that for 1 second.
I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook, Hunters Creek rants and raves and what have you. Did people say that they were going to conduct some type of like search party or anything?
A lot of people have asked me to volunteer. Like
No one asked her to volunteer.
And you know what else? When she said that in my heart, I know someone had taken her. Guess who else said that? Dawn Wells.
Yep, Dawn Wells did too. And someone else did. Stefan Sterns.
Yep. Liars. All of them.
Every damn one of them.
if there is one, if they can do one, I have people passing out flyers, going to every store in that vicinity, a gas station, church. I think people were being stopped in the street this morning in front of the school to see if they've seen anything, if they've heard anything. My family they're going all out right now.
Let's talk about something. When parents, if you want to call them that, say they just know someone took their child, it doesn't take too long for the FBI card unit to figure out if that's a plausible scenario or not.
Yep.
And also, cooperation by said parents means all the world to these cases. Jenn was not cooperating. She was lying to the police. She was lying to the media. They gave her a second chance and they said, okay, look, we don't want to prosecute you for lying to us.
And I hate that they did that, honestly. And you know who was doing that interview? Well, you know, but I don't know if anybody caught it. That was Jay, Prosecutor Jay, who also worked on Sarah Boone's case.
Hmm.
He was one of the ones that was doing her proffer interview.
Well, I miss me some Sarah Boone. She's got to come back and stir some stuff
Oh,
up.
I know. I'm waiting for another letter, y'all. I'm like, I'm itching for it. I'm itching for some Sarah Boone stuff because she just helps me get through some of these harder days with some of these crimes. I'm like, come on, Sarah, where's some of your complaining again that you need deodorant and you're hot and you got problems?
Well, I think the question is, why did the state of Florida not prosecute her? I mean, look at this.
Now, June 16th of last year at 9:30 p.m. and 27 seconds, you texted Stefan this: Maddie's no longer sleeping with me. I can't risk it. What does that mean?
I have no idea.
That was Mr. J asking her the question.
Yeah, but nobody here knows who Mr. J is, and they're not.
Sorry, y'all. I know. I just know some of them because they're in a bigger case that I followed too. Because they're all big cases, so that he's pretty well known in the area for a lot of these.
Okay, let's go back to this and let's concentrate. No offense to anyone.
Oh, I love how she's rolling her eyes right here where you paused it too.
On what Jenn said.
Now, June 16th of last year at 9:30 p.m. and 27 seconds, you texted Stefan this: Maddie's no longer sleeping with me. I can't risk it. What does that mean?
Yeah, you do.
She knew what she meant. She sent a text message. I can't have her sleeping with me. I can't risk it. So she would send Madeline to room number 4. Look at the screen. Room number 4. That's what she would do.
Mm-hmm.
Night of Madeline's murder, he took her upstairs to room number 4. Why? Because Jenn said she needed to get good sleep.
Ugh.
What would Madeline have been doing in her bed to keep her woke up? The girl just had a birthday party. She had gotten a bunch of money for her birthday. She had gifts. There was a birthday cake, balloons, all kinds of stuff. What would Madeline have been doing to keep her awake? Or would it be because Stefan wanted to sleep with them as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Jen didn't like to sleep with Steffi Sterns because he always wanted to go in the back door. She didn't like that.
She did complain about that a lot. She said that he didn't want to have vaginal relations with her. He preferred the Hershey Highway, but he was like way too thick. And I'm like, then get rid of him.
Yeah, disgusting. See, they deserved each other, but Madeline deserves so much better.
Mm-hmm.
She got caught in the middle of these two nasty, nasty, evil people.
She needs to be charged. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
I know as a mother, a lot is going on in your brain
So much.
to bring her back home. What have the law enforcement told you that you are able to share?
I mean, that they're doing the best they can. They've had detectives come out, interview us. They took a piece of her clothing for the canine dog to see if they can sniff her out. I'm not sure when that's being done.
Do you have any inkling where she possibly could be? Like if you would say, okay, last time I went to work and came back, she was at James' house or Sabrina's house.
Okay. The only James that could be in their circle is James Cox. I do know that for a fact. Sabrina is her friend. Sabrina is the girl that told investigators that Madeline said once she turned 13, she was going to run away and live in the woods.
Yeah, it's sad. And you notice, guys, how Jenn is like all jumpy and bouncy, and she can't stay still. She can't stay still at all.
Mm-mm. 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 And she's like, I think they're getting canine dogs to find her. And I'm like, are you insane? Like, are you seriously insane? Who would even say something like that?
No, about two Boston Mom. That's Channel 9's news anchor or one of the reporters talking to her.
Maybe I forgot to check that house, or she played at this park one weekend. Maybe she went back there or something like that.
We've looked everywhere we could have thought, and anywhere she would have been. She would have known to wait for me at the school. But we did check where if she could have walked. My mom's office is close to the school. We checked there. We checked the walking paths that she could have taken. We've checked all of her friend's house. I think we've checked everywhere I could think of, honestly.
What do you think?
Honestly.
Oh gosh, I just had to tip my tongue. What was she wearing?
She was last seen wearing a green hoodie, black shorts, white Crocs, a black JanSport backpack with gray hibiscus flowers on it.
Don't you love how she says that?
And you
Very
said this
rehearsed.
is not like her
Not at all.
to run away, an argument, anything like that to provoke her.
She's never done anything like this, no. And we haven't had any arguments recently to have this outcome.
What school?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Tom, any questions? Is there anything that you think our viewers would need to know about?
Hey, Brooks, you
what
can
you're
pause it and back it
feeling,
up when she describes what
Jen's
Madeline was
feeling?
wearing.
Madeline.
We're desperate for.
You know how she said she was last seen? That always got me. And also when she looks up to the side, isn't that like a deception tell? The way
Oh,
she looks?
100%. And that's the
But she
reason
was
I
last seen. Yeah, who says that though? I mean, they could say, what was she wearing? She was wearing, last seen. It's like that was so rehearsed.
Okay, let's talk about that because this was discussed on the behavioral panel. The phrase, she was last seen. When someone assumes someone is never going to be seen again, they'll say last seen.
Mhm.
If they think they're missing, they're going to say, well, when she left to go to school, she had on an army green hoodie and black shorts and white Crocs.
Yeah.
But that's not what she said.
Yeah, when she went to school this morning, that's what we heard. That's what we saw that she was wearing, or that's what my boyfriend said that she was wearing. Whatever, yeah, but it's never like she was last seen. I mean, that's such an odd phrase.
No, not at all. And we do know that when Madeline was found, she had on jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of people will ask, why would she go to room number 4 with jeans on? Because she didn't want to get raped again.
Mm-hmm.
She would put on as many clothes as she could so he would not attack her.
Poor kid. And the sad thing is that dress that she was wearing at her birthday party was found in that hamper. I remember seeing the pictures of that, and that just tore me up too. I'm like, that poor kid.
So when you're wearing full clothes, because we know what she wore to the birthday party, she had on a cute little dress. But she made sure to put on jeans and whatever else they found her in, I can't remember now, to go to room number 4. She did not want to be messed with anymore. And I'm saying that lightly because this is YouTube. I've already said too much.
And maybe she went back there or something like that.
We've looked everywhere we could have thought, and anywhere she would have been. She would have known to wait for me at the school. But we did check if she could have walked. My mom's office is close to the school. We checked there. We checked the walking paths that she could have taken. We've checked all of her friend's house. I think we've checked everywhere I could think of, honestly.
What do you think? Oh gosh, I just had it tip of my tongue. What was she wearing?
She was last seen wearing a green hoodie, black shorts, white Crocs, a black JanSport backpack with gray hibiscus flowers on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She was found there was a white Croc in the dumpster. There was one in Jen's room. The backpack was described accurately. It was found in the dumpster along with her school laptop.
Mm-hmm.
However, Madeline was found with jeans on. Welcome, Barbie. How are you doing?
Welcome.
And Cocoa Pop just brought something up. Jeannie, as in Dawn Wells' stepsister, used to wear jeans to bed so he wouldn't do anything to her.
Mm, that's so sad that they have to do that.
It's beyond sad.
It's
It should
awful.
never happen. It should never happen. It's unthinkable. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous
Who the hell
behavior.
wants to wear jeans to bed? I mean, it's awful. It's disgusting that a child that she just turned 13 has to deal with that. There's just no. It's disgusting.
What is more disgusting? And this is going to be a crisis of conscience question for all of you. What is more disgusting? That her mother sent her to room number 4, or that she had to armor herself to go? As in, go back in the living room where her cot is and her stuffed animals and all the evidence pictures we've seen, to quickly change her clothes to go up there.
The mom, obviously, that was just sadly a response. But her mom, it could have all stopped right there. Her mom, it's all Jenn to me. Yeah, Stefan was the abuser, but Jenn, as far as I'm concerned, she was as much a part of it as Stefan, and it still is going to always make me sick, and forever that she's not been charged.
Junebug said, hang on. I was drinking my water and it choked.
Are you all right? Uh-oh.
I get excited talking.
We'll blame OJ. We'll just blame OJ again. It's okay.
Just everything's OJ's fault. Junebug said room 4 is mom's fault. Ilyanka said they are equally responsible. Now, Stefan may have been the one that was doing unspeakables and used the dog leash on Maddie. But this chick right here, you can't tell me she didn't know something. She's been doing her daughter's laundry since the age of 8. She knows what blood looks like. She knows what sheets look like. She knows all of that. And do not tell me that Madeline was just doing her own laundry.
Nope. No way.
Normally, I give a little bit of a credence when family members come out and a child is missing. I do, because I don't know the backstory. I don't know. I have no idea. The minute this one hit, I said, oh, hell no. I never thought about the boyfriend. I didn't, because you and I had that conversation.
Yeah.
I was blaming the mother out of jealousy.
This interview, honestly, was very sus from the get-go. It was very sus. Between this Channel 9, WFTV, and Orange County's interview calling out Jenn, those were, to me, 2 of the best things, because if WFTV didn't get this, and then, of course, we have the detective, calling her on the carpet. We have the one in the car, but we have the one where she's in the interview room, and, she's like, oh, I didn't want to think that he did anything, he's not evil or anything, and the detective's like, well, even my grandmother did something. I'm calling the cops. So, I mean, yeah. That detective was the best. I forget the guy's name at this point, but he was an amazing detective, and I'm sure he's still pissed as hell that she was never charged, because he was fired up.
She knew. There's no way she didn't know. Plead the 5th. I can't believe she wasn't charged with something. It's got to be some kind of technicality or something they just couldn't pin her with, because Florida doesn't mess around.
And this is not like her.
Not at all.
To even run away, an argument, anything like that to provoke her.
She's never done anything like this, no. And we haven't had any arguments recently to have this outcome.
What school?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Tom, any questions?
No.
Is there anything that you think our viewers would need to know about the way you're feeling, the way the family's feeling, Madeline?
We're desperate for any answers, anything that you could do to help. I'm here for it. Just please, if you see my daughter, just please bring her home. I just hope you're okay, Maddie. I hope you're safe. I hope you're not hurt. I just hope she's okay.
When
You're not hoping shit. You're hoping you're not going to go to jail. Can we please have a round of applause for Danny Dane, who
Yay.
started her membership? And I wouldn't be surprised, like Aggie said, if she's not putting money on his books through someone else.
Oh, I'm sure she has, if not continues to do so. Disgusting, the two of them.
And I could not believe when they sentenced him, and you were there, you and Ken, and you at JLR, and he was on Jen Soto watch.
Yep.
He wasn't even there to give a victim's impact statement.
Oh, no.
For the entire chaos, mess, whatever you want to call it, that she created. Room number 4.
Yeah. I could still picture that day, and I felt awful, that Maddie, didn't get some justice. I mean, she got some justice, but when he was able to plead no contest to her murder, I mean, yeah, Ken was like, I was like, he's like, your mouth just dropped open. He goes, I was like, I looked at you and you were like, what the freaking hell? I'm like, I had a feeling, but it still was just like, what the hell? And if it wasn't I was in a courtroom, I would have been saying something, but you can't say anything. You get kicked out. So I had to be super, controllable in myself. But it was rough. That was hard. I was like, you got to be shitting me. No contest. Kiss my ass.
What Jen Soto in right now, in my opinion, is panic mode. She knows what's going down. She knows that she went with Stefan that morning as Satan's secretary. She knows that she was wearing the clothes she is describing Maddie of having on. She knows it. She knows it.
When did you notice that she was missing? Because this was at the beginning of the morning.
She got dropped off in the morning. We did not notice until after school pickup at 4 o'clock when I went to go pick her up, and she wasn't at school.
So we're going in 24 hours now.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No word. No text message. No messages anywhere from her. I've looked at all her social medias. I've looked at all her games.
How can there be, Jen, when you said she left her phone at home? You think she's going to walk into Best Buy and get a new phone to get a hold of you? You've already said she has ADHD and she accidentally leaves her phone behind all the time. But she did take her backpack. She did take her laptop, which we know are in the dumpster February 26th. I just keep waiting on a text message. I'm waiting on a text message. She doesn't have her phone.
Could have played with any app. No weird conversations. Nothing strange. Everything was conversations with just normal friends or us.
She knows how to get home by herself, as if, like, let's just say, take a bus or an Uber or something like that. She would know how to get home alone, correct?
I'm not sure. I don't know if she would know how to get home. Maybe, I mean, if someone I'm thinking if someone got in the car with her and if she pointed the way, what roads, she probably could figure out how to get. But like, does she know her full address? I don't think she does.
Which would give me it just puts in my brain that she always comes home with someone.
She always comes home
So
with
there's
me.
no need for her to really
Exactly.
learn. Okay. And you said no time? He knows everything. All right. The first question is if I can get your first and last name and spell them both out for me.
Stefan Sterns, STEPHAN, STERNS.
How can they be so calm 24 hours after Madeline Soto's murder and you're making up lie after lie after lie after lie? They asked for his phone and he was like, well, I accidentally did a factory reset.
Mm-hmm.
Jenn Soto, who I do believe was with him when he came back through the gate, because he was driving, according to that poor security guard that checks people in and out of the gate of the complex that they live in.
Yeah.
It's like in the Oscar goes to.
All right, so Stefan, you seem very emotional right now. Explain to us.
I dropped her off. Everything looked fine when I drove away. So last
Okay, right there we have conflicting statements because Jenn Soto said we dropped her off. She had on white Crocs, an army green hoodie, and black shorts. He said I dropped her off. So right there, everyone knows it's sus. It's under the sus bus.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting on her to text me, but you said she left her phone behind. Like we said, drum roll, please.
and we saw her.
What were the conversations that y'all had in the car when you dropped her off?
Not much. She was asleep for most of the way. Told her have a good day at school when she got out. I love her. She said thanks, love you too. That was it.
And so where do you think she could possibly be? I mean, this isn't, as I was told, this isn't normal behavior.
This is not normal behavior. She's not the type that would just run off. We don't know where she could be. We're scared. We just want her home.
Are you, in a sense, blaming yourself?
It's hard not to.
Why?
I dropped her off early. I could have waited longer. She looked okay. She was walking towards the school when I saw her. It was like any other day, so I went on with my day.
It was like any other day.
It's hard not to blame myself.
What is it?
Isn't that a phrase we hear all the time with liars?
Yeah,
It's like every other
like
day.
any other day, but it's a very unusual day.
Oh, yeah.
She had never been dropped off at the church to walk over by herself. And did the McDonald's story ever happen?
No.
Okay, so he never went to McDonald's. Okay, I never got that confirmed if he really went through McDonald's or not. I just think he was driving around looking for a place to put her.
Well, no, the McDonald's is near the school, and then of course they have video of him in the parking garage. It's way down there still, near John Young Parkway. So yeah, he knew the area enough to be able to put that in there.
Conversation been with Jenn since?
She's been a lot stronger than me. She's been holding it together really well. And it just keeps coming in waves. just reality keeps hitting. We don't know where she is. We don't know if she's safe. We're just scared. We just want her home.
Oh, I'm trying to
Have
act
you,
like I'm all
like,
upset.
literally put boots on the ground, went out?
Yeah, I even went out with the cops where I had dropped her off. And we looked all up and down the road, all on communities, and there was nothing helpful. None of the cameras were pointing the street.
Oh, please. We know the truth now. But I tell you what, at the 11th hour, you were trying to convince the public instead of the jury.
Yep.
None of the cameras were pointing towards the street. Are you serious? So you're telling me that in Florida, they have cameras that don't point towards the street?
He thought that he could get away with all this stuff. Nah. Yeah. He thought he was smarter than the police, and he's not. He wasn't.
And let's go back to the title of my channel, Crime.
Mhm.
You have a timeline and lies. Criminals lie. And when they're asked to take the stand, guess what they do? They just sit there and eat their own shit every time. They just sit there and take it in and get ready for their punishment. That's what they do. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing, which in 2024 was surprising. The church across the street had some cameras, and they mentioned seeing her waiting around in the parking lot for a while before moving on, and that was it. But it was grainy. It was grainy footage, and not much else.
Does it seem like she walked west, east?
They said in the direction of the school. I'm not sure what that is.
What was the language?
And lesbians.
Don't forget about lesbians, yeah. Because we have been called crime lines and lesbians before.
You got that, V. Yeah, you're right.
Ooh, way to go, V. Love it.
Not language verbally, language, body language. When you dropped her off, did she seem happy? Was she like, I'm going to meet my friends?
Happy. She had a happy weekend. She just turned 13. She had her 13th birthday party.
He's having a
party. We were all together here, and she's just very happy. She was a happy kid. She's very sweet. She's a very sweet girl. She brings a lot of joy to us, and we just.
Oof. The way he talked about her, so creepy. She brings so much joy to us.
To you in room number 4 when her mother okayed all of that. Look at her.
Yeah. And remember what he told his parents on that phone call? Do you remember the phone call? I don't know if you have that clip or not, where he told his parents.
Which one?
The one where he tells his parents that he left the room and came back and she was gone, like she was just deceased. Do you remember that?
And that's when his mother, Deborah Stearns, was talking about poodles and told him to quit protecting Jenn.
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing.
So the unknown is killing you.
Yeah, it's like our whole world is upside down. Not feeling her presence here is. Sorry.
Not feeling her presence here.
It's hard.
That's because you were in hell or she went to heaven.
Apologize. What do you want our viewers to know when they see this?
She's a sweetheart. She's a very sweet, kind girl. Just please be nice to her. Bring her home if you find her. Tell her that we love her. Wherever she is, I hope she's okay.
Wherever she is, yeah.
I mean, if someone were to come in contact with her and you gave me her diagnoses, would it be easy to approach her without any like agitation or anything?
Yeah. She's a good kid. She's a good kid.
If you can sum up in one complete sentence, waking up getting ready to drop her off at school, dropping her off at school, to now speaking to me after talking to the police about her being missing for over 24 hours right now. And what complete senses would that be?
A living nightmare. It's a living nightmare. Day started off like any other.
The only one in that home that was living a nightmare was Madeline Soto, because she was the one living a nightmare, to the point where she told her friend Sabrina that she was going to run away as soon as she turned 13. To the point where there was multiple text messages between her and Stefan where she was trying to keep him under control. To the point that her mother, that was only doing Hershey Highway with Stefan, had 3 pregnancy tests underneath the bathroom sink.
And remember, go ahead. Sorry to finish. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, and 1 was missing. Now he has recanted all of these things, and he is somehow saying that Jenn and Madeline caused all this. I'll give you Jenn, but not Madeline, because he said they were always calling him sexy and saying, come to bed with us and stuff like that. Jenn is a disgusting human being. Go ahead, Shannon.
Yeah, and what was I going to say? I was going to say he is the one. When he was gone. Remember, he was gone for almost 2 months. She was starting to thrive again in school. She was starting to do better in school. As soon as he came back, for that weekend, she was definitely, feeling it. So I think that she was hoping he wouldn't come back, but she knew, unfortunately, and the fact that his mother blames Maddie for being a flirt to him and all that, that's disgusting. Oh, she's always all over him and everything. My God, let's blame the victim, the child. Let's blame the child. Yeah. Deborah Sterns, to me, is disgusting. She's protected her son from the get-go every moment.
I don't think his mother understands grooming and what a groomed child does to get acceptance when their brain isn't developed enough. And obviously their body, when they have to play as nice as they can because they don't want to get hurt. But this is what he is saying now.
As to first-degree premeditated murder of Madeline Soto, you are adjudicated guilty and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Stefan Sterns is now being held accountable.
Hey, where were you sitting, Shan, in here?
Okay, you see how the row is? It's kind of angled because the camera's down. I was like 2 rows behind there with Ken. Yeah. So I was really close to his sorry ass, and I had to stare at the back of his head. Yeah. It was awful. But fortunately, they must have made him shower that day because he didn't stink. But yeah. You know that black attorney there. She seemed like she was really good. But remember, she didn't like my ass before this all happened because I was talking about the hearing for the media. She's like, there's even a YouTuber who did a video on the media having a hearing. And I thought, and she plays part of my channel, and I'm like, okay, honey, yeah, we're gonna get Stefan on, Of course, none of that ever got beyond that, but yeah, she knew how big social media was against her client. She knew.
Yeah, but I mean, that she should be expecting that in 2025, 2024, 2026. She should know what's going on. It's still going to be talked about. And I mean, of course, they're always going to put out, there's other influences in the case. Hell, during the Menendez trial, all they talked about was NBC and People magazine. They're still guilty.
Mm-hmm.
They're still guilty.
Well, they did it. Yeah.
They certainly did.
They never denied that.
There's always some form of influence when something in our society has occurred that we are going to talk about, especially when it comes to the safety of your community.
Mm-hmm.
For the rape and murder of Madeline Sodto. But long before Sterns changed his plea in court, Sterns changed his story about what happened to the 13-year-old.
Do you have any idea where she may be?
No.
Sterns originally told detectives he dropped Soto off at Hunters Creek Middle School, never to be seen alive again. But while locked up in the Osceola County Jail, Sterns told his parents by phone that Soto died the previous night at home in this upstairs room where he and the teen had gone to bed together.
She had gone to be with me earlier in the night, but I left her alone for quite a while.
Oh, she was upstairs. Okay.
Yeah, I left her alone there.
Oh, okay.
I had gone downstairs for a while, and by the time I realized anything was wrong, it was just far too late. You know, she'd been gone for a while. Just seeing her pale face and blue lips and how ice cold she was, and it's great for her.
Sterns and his parents were so convinced he could face the death penalty, they discussed what his final meal on death row might be.
I was thinking more like a
Mexican candy and a Little Caesars pizza. Okay, the one that made the deal is none other than this bitch that said she did not want him put to death if he takes the plea deal, and Yolanda basically forced her to do that because she said, if not, you have to take the stand. Because there's no way you can't. At first, I was like, they're doing this because they're saving a jury from seeing 17,000 images of Madeline Sodto. And then the murder trial would be a slam dunk and he would have gotten the death penalty. However, it's out now that Jenn Sodto said, no, please just give him a deal. Just put him away for life. And he took it.
Well, he'd be stupid not to. Let's be honest. I mean, he'd be stupid not to.
He would be stupid not to, and the state of Florida would be stupid not to, because nobody wants to keep somebody on death row, because that's way more expensive. And I mean, then putting them, LWOP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is definitely one of those plea deals that for the CSAM stuff, all that stuff, I mean, I was perfectly okay with all the plea. But
I personally would have said, no way. We're going to trial.
Well, yeah, as far as putting it out there, though, what pissed me off more, though, was when he pled no contest to the murder. That really, I think, pissed me off the most.
Anytime they speak, they're always going to say something inflammatory. And I will say that's actually the weakest of all of them. Just no contest. Sometimes they turn around and spit and tell everyone to go F themselves. I mean, you never know what a deviant mind is going to do. Obviously, it's different for you because you were there.
Try a Little Caesars pizza, some Mexican candy, 2 liters cherry Coke.
I don't think you get a Little Caesars. You may get a frozen pizza, though.
I thought you were going to tell them to ask their mom to make her death by chocolate cake for you.
Oh,
Ultimately, Sterns avoided the death penalty as part of a plea deal.
Damn ass Deb Sterns.
And there's the mom again. Well, I figured you would ask me before you get killed for me to make my famous chocolate cake for you. But look at you, girlfriend. your house got foreclosed on.
Yeah. Your husband was such a good realtor that they couldn't even keep y'all's house, and y'all lost your house.
Because nobody would use him as a realtor because they know who his son is. Nobody would buy their property because they know who his son is. It deeply affected the community. And that's the reason it's probably going to be someone from New York that's going to get this home, which, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and say it's way overpriced for how big it is. But hey, I don't live there. And that's what's going to happen. And they're going to know nothing about Madeline Sodto.
Well, it's Florida. The prices of real estate down here have been, going up again. So, yeah.
Exactly. And they originally had it on the market for $425,000.
Yeah, he paid like 300 something originally, I think I read. So I was like, yeah. Okay.
Then you have the celebration of life that Jenn Soto was never at.
Right.
And then when Madeline was cremated, she wasn't even buried. And then she had the ashes shipped to her dad in Texas.
Yeah.
Barbie said, I hope Jenn burns in hell for that shit. I got to take my damn blood pressure meds now.
Yep. I hear you, girlfriend. I hear you.
I'm telling you.
I went to her celebration of life, guys, and or one that for the public that they did. And it was very, very beautiful, but nobody from Jen's family showed up. There was another one previously. There was a, one where her dad came when he was down here, but obviously her dad and her stepmom and stuff, they came for his sentencing and stuff. But yeah, they were very involved in a lot of this stuff. But unfortunately, he didn't have a lot he could do in certain ways. And, and while I don't blame him, I think he does wish he did more to get his daughter. I'm sure that's the one thing he does regret.
He did everything he could. As far as the courts go, I haven't found one thing in the record that didn't show he never responded. Hell, he didn't even know he was a daddy. Let me show you guys something. Let's calm down for a second because I know this is really hard to see. Let's look at this. This is what I'm dealing with on a daily basis. Okay. This is called Black and Jobless. Okay. And this is referring to cats and not people.
On today's episode of Black and Jobless. On today's episode of Black and Jobless.
That's hilarious.
On today's episode of Black and Jobless.
They lead such a hard life, don't they?
I'm going to come back as OJ. All right. I'm done. I'm that's what I'm doing. That's it.
Deal with prosecutors. The terms of that plea deal appear to have been shaped, at least in part, by phone calls that Sterns made while locked up here at the Osceola County Jail and while authorities were still trying to seek justice for Madeline. Stefan Sterns now publicly admits he raped Madeline Sodto for years.
How do you plead?
Guilty.
While talking with his parents more than a year earlier, Sterns acknowledged that prosecutors had strong evidence of him committing sex crimes.
The murder charge aside, you're pretty much on the other side.
Potentially, yeah.
Investigators say they found images on Sterns' cell phone and Google account that showed him raping Sodto starting when she was as young as 8 years old.
Strictly speaking, I'm not actually into younger people like that. As you know, I don't even like most kids, so it's just hard to feel a generalized attraction towards any of them.
Was it just her, or was it other people as well?
I can't get into specific details, but no.
So this is where the FBI is digging. Was it just her or other children as well? He goes, oh, I can't get into specific details, but he pled guilty to the horrible, horrible things that he did to Madeline from the age of 8 up until 13, but he pled no contest to murder.
Yep. And I think this is Mike DeForest, and he did great work on Maddie too, in case anybody's interested. I'll see if I can find a link while we're talking still.
Oh, let's not. I don't know anything about that person, so let's please not put it up.
Okay, I won't. Okay, sorry.
Five years this went on.
Ridiculous.
5 years of buying her clothes, buying your daughter a pregnancy test, and you act like Jenn Soto. You didn't know what was going on?
It was not a thing with anybody. It was
Florida law requires authorities to redact the name of sexual abuse victims. That's why you're not hearing Madeline Soto's name in those jail audio recordings. Now, Sterns told his parents that the teen may have been attracted to him and that her mother allegedly knew about it.
She was aware that he had certain feelings towards me.
Yeah. Well, then why was she considering to sleep with you?
She used to joke about it, call it an Electra complex.
Electra complex refers to a female character in Greek mythology who competed with her mother for her father's affection. Jennifer Soto admitted to detectives she was worried her daughter might someday run away with Sterns.
I told him that was my biggest fear, and I don't ever want that happening. You can't do that to me.
They used to both ogle over me and comment on me and talk about me together and giggle and talk about how nice I looked, and it was not an appropriate situation.
No, it wasn't.
But while Sterns now admits he raped Soto,
I absolutely I love the woman detective talking to him, because he was like, they were both attracted to me. And of course, we have a lot of victim blaming going on, even though I'm never going to say Jenn Soto was a victim. Okay.
Nope.
And he goes, it just wasn't an appropriate situation. She goes, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to go ahead and say that, I think Jenn, I think she is a bigger pervert than him. And somehow she might have been getting a little off on this situation.
That's very possible. And we got to hope that maybe the feds are still looking into her, since the case is still open. And down the line, you never know.
I agree with question it. This is hard to stomach. That's the reason we're taking breaks and making fun of my cat.
Does not admit to intentionally killing her.
Sterns, how do you plead to first degree premeditated murder in 24 CF 1293?
No contest.
By pleading no contest, Sterns refused to accept responsibility for intentionally taking Soto's life. That plea is consistent with phone conversations Sterns had with his parents. Sterns admitted the teen died in this room where they'd gone to bed together, but he did not admit to purposely killing her. The medical examiner says Soto died by strangulation.
Well, I discovered her in the state that she was in after everything was said and done. So, obviously I can't get into detail, but no, I was not aware that she had passed on. As you know, I'm up and down throughout the night, and I was not in the room the whole time. And it's not like you just suddenly feel someone's ghost pass away from them. It's a discovery.
Cool.
And,
so she wasn't even in the same room with you?
Well, she was in the room that I started in, but I'm up and down throughout the night, and I tend to wander around the house.
The way he words things, man. Oh, I don't know. But yeah, he knew he went too far with her, and whether it was purposeful or not, we don't know. He went too far with her. He killed her. But I do think it was probably more of a purposeful than a not. But it's possible. he was doing the strangulation stuff and he went too far.
No 8-year-old is attracted to some old dude that's laying on their mama's couch. Okay? That shit is creepy. No one likes that. Not that I've ever been through it, but you know what I mean. And for him to say that was the room I started in.
Yeah, that's an odd thing to say, isn't it?
I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to put it out here, and people are going to get maybe a little irritated, and that's okay. We can agree to disagree and leave as friends. I've said that for years. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't go back downstairs with all his sleep issues, and Jenn maybe herself didn't finish off the job because she was so irritated with her own daughter. She didn't even go to her own daughter's birthday party.
Yeah.
And told them, just go back up there. And now look at her, getting her nails done and shit.
I don't think she really cares at all. I really don't.
Why didn't Jenn be in the living room and give Madeline her bedroom? Why not have Madeline have room number 4 and tell Stefan to stay down there with Chris and Deborah and then take me to Outback Steakhouse once a week? That's fine. We're only dating.
Yeah.
There was a plan in place, and it went on from the age of 8 to 13.
Fiddle around on my phone and step out front and feel the nice cool night air and all that. So I was gone from the room for... I mean, obviously, I really can't get into too many details, but
Yeah.
okay. I didn't discover what had happened until just around dawn.
Okay.
You know,
Interesting.
Yeah, what you're
discovered
saying,
that
I
she
think
was
is very
high school.
possible.
Well, all I can say, Stefan, is
No.
Yeah.
There was no such thing as coming across a body after a couple of hours that is ice cold. Nope.
No, when you said though that you think Jenn might have finished it off, yeah, the way he says it, that's definitely very plausible.
I think she flat out said to him, go check on Maddie. Why he takes up for her, I will never know. Listen, he needs life in prison regardless.
Oh, yeah.
But this is a miscarriage of justice that nothing has happened to Jenn Sodto. And the fact that he won't speak and he's going to live this lie, and I am not taking up for him. I am not taking up for him. But you know, Jenn is into that BDSM. She's into a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why he won't throw her under the bus completely. I really don't get it. I mean, he's not going anywhere.
Because he's in jail for life, and all he cares about right now is getting his book from Barnes and Noble and his candy.
I mean, I guess, you know, he's probably asking for something, or he just decided he's not gonna. But why he wants to take all this blame and let her be out there living her best life is something I don't think we're ever gonna get. I would throw her under the bus if I was him. Shit.
Now, she had her nails done on the 19th, and I know the salon. So I'm going to need you to skedaddle over there pretty soon and get your nails done and just hang around, just chit chat. And
Well, okay. If she just did it on the 19th, though, she'll probably be back in what, in about maybe 2 or 3 weeks to get a fix?
Yeah, usually 2. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll have to go in a couple weeks and check out. Okay. All right.
Okay, so can everyone hashtag True Crime Beat nails?
All right, y'all.
My heart breaks for you because I know that's something that you never would have done and never would have wanted to have done to her. And neither would we. I just think, you know, maybe God just delivered her out of a place that was going to become really bad for her.
I always knew that life was going to be hard for her. Her mom certainly didn't do her any favors, and since I had no say in the matter of how she was raised or disciplined or anything, there was nothing I could do about it but sit back and watch the train wreck as it unfolded.
On the day prosecutors announced they would be seeking the death penalty, Sterns called his parents again.
I hate to say it, but I'd rather have you on death row because you're in more seclusion and you're not really with the bulk of the population of the people.
Well, I hate to say it, but I'd rather be on death row too.
For each count, you are sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
By entering pleas, Sterns avoided the death penalty.
I have nothing but sorrow for her loss. And I miss her all the time. Her passing has torn me and my family apart as well. And she truly was a joy.
Sterns' parents were not in the courtroom on the day their son was sentenced. Neither was Madeline Soto's mother, Jennifer. The victim's father was there.
I just loved her so much.
Tyler Wallace supports the plea agreement, which spares him from attending 2 trials where he'd hear graphic.
Okay, that's the part when people said to me, like, why did you not want a trial? Why did you not want this? Because her father shouldn't have to see the things that he already can picture in his mind. He knows what happened to his daughter. He knows it. He knows. And even though he didn't know he had a daughter for a very long time, he did everything he could. And let's face it, the courts are never on a man's side when it comes to things like this. They're just not. I mean, I could go to court right now and say that I've had a baby with someone else and I need, 18 years of child support. I'm going to get it. I mean, that's just an example. And the only way he knew is kind of the other way that other men find out is when someone goes to get social services and they do a cheek swab, they find the other dude, they do a cheek swab, and that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
But 17,000 images plus is really not something you want to see. But once he heard that, yeah, you're putting him away forever and there's going to be 0 appeals, nothing, and I never have to look at his stinky face again, fine. Oh, look, Walking Dead's in here.
Oh, hey, Walking Dead.
I can't be in their place. I just can't. I mean, I'm a very reactionary, vengeful person in some regards when I think about my family. If something like this has happened to a family member of mine, well, I mean, not all of them, I mean, I would want the maximum punishment. But if that gives him some peace, what pisses me off about the plea deal is that it only gets Jenn Sodto off the hook.
Yeah.
Details about his daughter's rape and murder.
It just gets worse every time I rethink about it and the true horror of what this man visited upon her. And I can only hope that he lives a long time in prison and has those same horrors revisited upon him by his fellow inmates.
If Sterns later decides to withdraw his guilty or no contest pleas, the state attorney's office says it will continue its pursuit of seeking the death penalty against him and possibly add additional sex crimes charges. Prosecutors have not charged anyone else in connection with Madeline Sodto's death.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
Yep.
Because you're not going to convince me that Jenn Sodto has nothing to do with it. Because knowing is knowing. Knowing is compliance. I mean, there is such a thing called criminal solicitation, to where something happens to someone and you somehow egged it on.
Yep.
And if I don't know what they're doing, maybe they'll get a new DA and reopen it up. I mean, I don't know. I don't live in Florida. So what do you think?
I don't know. I think at this point, I think the only possible thing that could happen is that she could get charges from the feds for other, things that maybe Madeline was a part of. But I have a feeling that Orange, Osceola County, I don't think under our current district attorney, Monique Worrell, I don't think she's going to do anything. But I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think she is. Sadly.
Well, you guys, I just want to say thank you so much for being here today and keeping Madeline Soto's case out there. I still think there is a ring, and I still think there is a lot to discover. I want to say a huge thank you to True Crime Beat for being here, who has been boots on the ground.
Never forget about Madeline, guys. Never.
Nope. So I want you guys to have a great rest of your day. Thank you for being subscribers. Thank you for the new memberships. Look at all this. My goodness. Awesome. Tina Kent gifting out those Crime Lines and Lies memberships. Look at Hound Lover. We've been friends for 37 months. Danny Dane is back. You know, I expect nothing but friendship here. You guys are the absolute best. So enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. It's going to be a hot one. And there is a ton. I'm talking a ton of 250 celebrations going on.
Oh, yeah.
You
I'm
all
excited about those. Yeah.
Oh, me too. Oh, me too. 4th of July is always fun. There's always something going on. Obviously, this one is a little over the top. Okay.
It should be. It's 250 years, man.
Man, I'll tell you what. 250 years.
All right. I love y'all.
Love you too, Shan. So I will see you guys over in Discord shortly. Have a good one.